guys, welcome back to Front Foot Official, and today we are going to talk about IPL 2021 and its remaining phase. Basically, what would be the impact of the replacements in detail with a legendary cricket fan who is really helpful to us in terms of providing all the cricket news going on all around the world, Johns Benny. So, welcome, Johns, to the channel.
Thanks a lot for inviting me into this show again. It's a pleasure to talk with you. We have chatted during last month as well. So it's a pleasure to come again and talk in the YouTube chat again.
Yes, so let's just start about from talking about the replacements and let's just start about what replacements are there. The news which we have got is that RCB have 3 replacements in Tim David, Wanindu Hasaranga, and Dushmantha Chameera. So, John, my first question to you was will these replacements make an impact, and how in these 3 replacements, do you see any one of them playing in the RCB playing 11?
I think Hasaranga will be definitely playing for RCB in the UAE edition. Mainly, he can bat at number 6, provide that stability. We have seen how well Hasaranga has batted for Sri Lanka. So, I think Hasaranga will be playing. Tim David, I don't think he will be getting an opportunity, mainly because he is mainly a backup for Ben Maxwell or AB de Villiers. Then Chameera has an opportunity, but they might be starting with Kyle Jamieson. We have seen Kyle Jamieson has did okay performance in the first leg in Checkpoke, etc. So they might prefer Kyle Jamieson ahead of Chameera. But we might see Chameera here and there if Kyle Jamieson is going through 1 or 2 odd games. Then Chameera can come in and play. As if now, we can say Hasaranga will be starting in the playing 11 for RCB.
Yep.
Okay, so my question to Johns is that, Johns, look, there is always that bio-bubble thing coming into play whenever there is any big tournament, be it IPL, be it World T20. Of course, from the World T20 point of view, the players playing in the IPL will get an added advantage. But do you think we are hearing that some of the key players missing out from their respective teams? Is it because of the bio bubble? Is it because of the international fixtures? So what's your opinion about it? And do you think the popularity of the IPL will come down a bit? Of course, the IPL is always a hit tournament. It is the number 1 tournament in the, if you say, in any of the franchise leagues all around the world. But what impact?
I don't think IPL's interest will be going down. If you look at the replacements, we have seen Hasaranga, Chameera, Tim David, Glenn Phillips. These are very good players. We have seen in last 1 year how what they have done in the leagues or in international cricket as well. So they have got very good replacements. And coming to a few players skipping out, I think mainly due to T20 World Cup coming and some personal issues. If you look at Pat Cummins or Josh Butler, they have some personal issues, so they are skipping the tournament. It's not that due to bio bubble, etc. And we don't know what is the reason of skipping of Giles Richardson and this Meredith. Both of them are not part of the T20 World Cup as well. So we don't know the exact reasons of few players, but some of them are personal issues as well. So we have got very good replacements. Hasaranga is one of the leading bowlers in T20 cricket. Then Tim David has been performing really well in leagues. Then Chameera, since his comeback, he has been very good. Then Glenn Phillips, we all know what he has done in T20 Blast or for New Zealand as well in T20 format. So they have got very good replacements, and few replacements will be coming in the coming days as well. So we will see a better tournament. We have seen how well IPL has been shaping, and teams are more has been more interested in scouting or going through different leagues, cutting data, and that is one of the reasons why we have seen the inclusion of Tim David. Because he's from Singapore, he has played few leagues as well. Teams are going in and out, searching for key players IPL will be getting better in coming years as well.
Okay, before going to Arnab, last question regarding IPL and something related to IPL. Then Arnab can ask his question, and then of course we'll be talking about that India versus England Leeds test, because it is one of the trending topics and we all are looking forward to it. Johns, my question to you is that do you think after this break, after I mean, do you think it will stop the momentum of the teams who are in the top of the table, and do you think it will give an opportunity to the team who are lying bottom of the table, so that it will make the IPL more interesting? Adding on to that, my next question: Mahela Jayawardene has been doing very well as a coach. So, what do you think? And of course, he is in the Mumbai Indians. So, what do you think are his chances for being the Indian coach?
First coming to IPL points table, if you look at the points table, there is a huge difference between top three and bottom four. So it will be difficult for teams like Sunrisers Hyderabad or Kolkata Knight Riders, etc., to come back and put a really good fight against Delhi Capitals or CSK or RCB. So I think it will be going in a predictable way in UAE as well. We might see some upsets, etc., but still the teams who will be qualifying will be Delhi Capitals, then CSK, then this RCB, and one more team. Mumbai has been getting up. If you look at the last match which happened in the IPL 2021, they beat CSK, so they were getting into good rhythm. So the fourth spot is slightly wide open. That will be one challenge or one to look after in the IPL season. And coming to Mahela Jayawardene, there are few very good coaches who are going there. Ricky Ponting is there, Andy Flower is there, then Mahela Jayawardene is there, even Vikram Rathore as well. Some his name has been coming from few journalists. So he has been doing well. As we have seen how well Indian tailenders has been batting in this test series. So there has been some very good relationship between Vikram Rathore and players. So it's too early to predict who will be the coach. We maybe Tom Moody might be applying again. So there are lots of very good coaches who will be applying for this post. So we need to wait for few more months.
Okay, Arnav.
Yeah, so John, my final question regarding this IPL topic is basically that which is someone you are looking forward as a replacement player, all the replacements which are coming in, and the one which can come out of all those, which is one player which you are looking forward to watch the most in the remaining edition of the IPL?
Everyone has same answers. I think it will be Hasaranga and Glenn Phillips. If you look at Hasaranga's performance in T20 internationals, it has been really good. He has been dominating T20 format as well. He is ranked second in the ICC rating as well. So Hasaranga is one guy. Then Glenn Phillips, we have seen his batting performance in CPL. Then he made his debut for New Zealand. He has been taking the number 5 spot for New Zealand. Almost he put Australia out of the contention for the T20 World Cup due to his performance. So Glenn Phillips and Hasaranga, and we might see few signing as well. Shamsi might be getting an opportunity in Rajasthan Royals. There are news that Shamsi might be signed because they need a spinner. If you look at the spin battery, Gopal hasn't been doing that well. Tiwatia hasn't been giving the wickets for Rajasthan Royals. Then they haven't tried Markande as well. So Shamsi might be coming into the order. There are news. I don't know whether it will be confirmed or not, but we'll be getting that news very soon. Then few guys misses out like Tymal Mills. He didn't applied in the players auction. So if he was there, he might have picked. Mainly his performance in the 100 League has been superb. He might be going to T20 World Cup as well for England. So there are few players to watch out for in the upcoming edition as well, especially replacement players. RCB did a great job. No one expected Tim David to get a T20 IPL contract right now. So RCB did a fantastic job.
As they
Really
always
looking
do.
forward to see these replacement. Yes, really looking forward to this season.
They never win the tournament, Arnav.
No, this time they will now. Kohli will start from winning the IPL and then win the World T20. Acha, you don't want India to win the World T20. Okay.
Of course, I want India to win the World Cup, but I want my CSK to make a strong comeback because, as you know, my favorite is MS. So IPL and international cricket is of course different. Of course, India should win the World Cup. Let's hope for the best. But RCB again, I don't think, to be honest.
Yeah.
Okay, now you can ask some questions about India versus England Leeds test. I mean, what is the weather? Because John's predict a lot of things right, and he might be knowing the Leeds weather. Because when you play cricket in England, you need to know the weather first
So
of all.
John,
Then
my question was like, should we all be tension free? Like, is there any weather? Like, is there any problem regarding that, or is there any rain or something like that? Or should we all be tension free, like no rain or nothing?
It's really tough to predict England weather. It can change between seconds. So as if now, if you look at the Leeds weather, it's very good. There is not much rain as well. Maybe somewhere some cloud cover might be coming, but it can change. It's too early to predict. Even within seconds, if you look at, there might be sunshine for at 5 p.m. Then at 5:01 there might be rain coming. So that's England weather. So it's tough to tell.
Yeah. So
okay. Yeah, Arnab, do you want to ask or I will go?
No,
ahead?
you ask.
Yeah. So my question is, what are the changes are you going to see in Headingley? Because some are predicting that it might offer a bit of turn and it's a good pitch for batting. Do you think Ashwin will come into play?
Yeah, and Mark Wood is also ruled out for England.
Yeah, and Mark Wood is also ruled out. Yes, Arnab, very well said. And do you think India will go with 3-2 combination of 2 spinners and 3 fast bowlers, or do you think it will be Shardul coming back in place of any of the fast bowlers, be it Isan? Maybe I guess not in place, but the Sami and Siraj. So, what is your team for India? And a lot of concerns about England because they might open with Hasib Hamid and they are also a bit confused. So, what should be your playing 11? And what is the prediction for the pitch?
I think Ashwin, it will be tough for Ashwin if you look at the Leeds history. Spinners hasn't been getting that much help from this pitch, so I don't think they'll be preferring Ashwin. Maybe Ashwin might come into scheme of things for the 4th or 5th test match, but Thakur might come in, some replacing Ishant or someone to maintain the workload. Especially we know there is 2 more test matches and there is not much break as well for the 4th and 5th test match. And the IPL coming, so most everyone has IPL contract as well. So we might see Thakur replacing some of the fast bowlers. Other than that, I don't think any changes happening in Indian team for this test match. Then coming into England, they have lots of headaches. We might see the debut of Saqib Mahmood. He has been doing so well in England County or T20 Blast, etc. We might see him coming and playing the test match, making his test debut as well. He has already played for England in limited over format. We have seen how impressive he has been. So Saqib might be coming through the ranks. Then we might see Hamid and Malan playing. They have included these 2 guys. They have dropped Sibley and Crowley. So Hamid and David Malan will be pairing or in the top 3 along with Rory Burns. This might be the change, and Oli Pope is also fit. So I don't know how they are going to fit him. Maybe they might go with an extra batsman for this test match, especially after the collapse which happened in the 2nd test match. So there are choices to make, but they are really shaky and they don't have much class matches under their belt as well. They are playing, they are coming from 100 league, so it will be tough for England unless some magic from James Anderson or Ollie Robinson doing so well, getting India cheaply. That might be the only thing England can do and come back to the series.
And John, I had a question that when is number 71 coming?
It will be. It's really hard to predict. If you look at
Arnab, Johns is also confused.
If you look at if you look at since 2020, Virat Kohli has been going through a tough phase in Test cricket. But if you look at match by or innings by innings, he has played some very good knocks. If you look at the knock in Adelaide, which he got run out, then coming to England series at home, he scored 250s. So he has scored few runs here and there. Only issue is not that he is not making hundreds. But if you look at the number of test matches he has played, he missed three test matches in Australia. He has played. He has a gap. New Zealand Test series happened in February, March. Then he played one test match in December. Then he had a long break. They played in the England home series in February, March. So Kohli had that break, and he don't play Ranji matches as well. So that might be affecting, and every player goes through this phase. If you look at every Rahul Dravid, or every big players go through these tough phases, and great players come back really well. So Virat Kohli has that one more dream phase like he did in 2016, 17, 18. So one more peak will be there in Virat Kohli's career. So we can't predict when it will be, but it will come very soon.
But the century is coming in the next three matches, right?
No, Arnab, let me
Yes,
tell you,
was
century may
letting
come, may not come. For me, what I feel is that century may come, may not come, but I want India to win because this will be the first time ever where India will be winning Test series both in Australia and England in the same year. If it happens, and India is looking very solid, very you can say very competitive, very determined to win that. So first of all, I want India to win. Leave aside Virat Kohli's century. I know you are a huge fan, but for me, I want India to win first.
That too, if Virat Kohli scores a century, that too India will win, na?
No, that is not directly proportional. It is not that if Virat Kohli scores a century, India will win. It's not like that.
If Virat Kohli scores a century after so many years, then too India should win.
Okay, so let's not debate about it. Do you want to ask any personal questions to John? Like, I mean, now cricket has started. There is a lot of domestic leagues and lot of franchise leagues coming up. 100 also John's, I guess, covered. So how does he eat? When does he take bath? I mean, I asked this question to him when he came to the show for the first time. But how does he handle so many things? I mean, that's fantastic. Yeah, we are laughing, but it's not easy, Arnab. I mean, I guess this question was also in your mind.
I'm laughing on your question. I'm not laughing on his routine.
So John's very
John's, tell when do you sleep, when do you take bath, when do you wake up, etc., etc.
Yeah. Tell your daily routine.
I used to sleep around 6 hours per day. I haven't watched all the matches of 100 League. I have watched only at least 10 or 12 matches. Especially there was India versus England Test match happening during that time, so it was tough to follow everything. But I have followed the scorecards, etc. But it has been a very good league. If you look at many players didn't come due to this COVID bio bubble, etc. There was some injury issues as well. Then Warner didn't come, Nicolas Pura, and then Russell. These guys, Pollard was there. But we might see them playing the next season, and it will be a huge success as well. If we look at this season, their women's 100 has been a big success, mainly because the stars came from India. There are 4 or 5 players, except Australian players. Everyone came, so that was the one reason why the quality of women's 100 was really higher than men's 100. Even men's 100 was very good. It was lots of close matches was there. We have seen the rise of few very good players and few breakthrough.
The only thing which I liked in the men's 100 was the humongous sixes from Liam Livingstone.
Yes, and the pace as well. If you look at, they are finishing the games at correct time. If you look at IPL, some of the games was extended toward 12 a.m. Indian time. If you look at the 100 League, they need to finish at correct time due to that penalty. Fielder will be coming into 30-yard circle.
Yeah.
So that's a very good initiative by 100 League. Many T20 league can take that into and make it very quick. if you look at 100 league, every matches has been finishing in the correct time, and even the umpire's decision will be coming very quickly compared to other leagues or the even international matches. So there are lots of positives to take from the 100 league, and it will be better as well. If the gun T20 players can come from next year, it will be going to the second best league after IPL. We can see 100 as the one of the best leagues in T20 in world cricket.
Okay, so Johns, I just want to ask a question.
Arey, John, but you didn't answer the main question.
Which one?
Arey, when do you sleep? When do you take bath and everything?
I will add one question to that also, Johns. That for example, you are sleeping and there is a update which is very important for all of us. I mean, so for example, there is a change in captaincy of any top teams, or like something relevant has happened in the world cricket. Like if you're sleeping, how do you get up? I mean, how do you know that this thing has happened? And because when you are sleeping, you can't do anything. Either you have to wake up randomly, or it's like you have to wait. So has it happened ever? I mean, if you're sleeping, do you keep an alarm, or I mean, how do you do that? Is there any conditions if you have come across like that? What I'm trying to say, if you got it?
No, nothing like that. If you look at the announcement of Australian T20 World Cup score, it came around 4 a.m. something, 4 a.m. or 5 a.m. I updated that after waking up, switching on the data. Then I updated around 8 a.m. or 8:20 a.m. So
Okay.
it happens. I can't do 24 hours, so it will be difficult. And I don't think much updates will be coming in between. Yes, I don't think much updates will be coming from 12 to 7, other than some team selections of Australia or West Indies. So other than that, most of the updates are coming during the daytime, and that is the best quality of living in India as well. Most of the time zones are perfect for India. If you look, other than West Indies test matches or New Zealand test matches in early morning. Other than that, almost every thing are surrounded within India and Indian fans.
Okay, but you talked about 100, but Johns, don't you think that scheduling the 100 in between a high-profile India versus England series, which can affect the World Test Championship results? So, do you think it was sensible on the part of ECB to conduct it at such a time? Do you think it is affecting their Test cricket? Just a small answer.
It's tough to answer. If you look at, they have only, if you look at May, June, July, August, September maximum, they have only 4 or 5 months as an England summer, which we can play cricket. So they need to schedule county, T20 Blast, Royal London One Day Cup, then international matches, then there are accommodating 100 league as. So there are positives and negatives. Some of the players are, but if you look at moving forward, this might be the future as well. They can gain lots of revenue from 100 league, and some of the best players can come through as well. We have seen the rise of Brooks, one of the very good youngsters coming to the ranks. So there are lots of very good players who can get beneficial and more game time as well. So everything has positives and negatives. ECB should take that positives towards the future and check whether how they can close down these negatives as well.
Okay. Arnab, you can wrap up with your final questions. I have done with my questions.
Yeah, so John, thanks a lot for coming today. What are your final words? Then we'll just wrap up.
Thanks a lot for inviting me into this channel. It's a pleasure to talk with you. We have already chatted once 1 month ago, so it was really special and everyone liked. So I really hope this will have the same effect like the first video. So hopefully everyone will be liking this channel, and whoever watches this video, do subscribe this YouTube channel and watch all the videos in this channel. It is a great. We have seen lots of legends in this channel, like Vijay Lokpalisa was there. Then there was lots of others as well. So we can see very good videos in the future as well. So I request everyone to subscribe this YouTube channel.
Yeah. Thank you, John, for coming today. Until then, we'll meet you all in the next video. And as John said, please subscribe to the channel, like the video if you enjoyed. So goodbye, and we'll meet you in the next video.